The tip she left was always the same, 2 coins, carefully placed beside an empty teacup. Most people would have thought nothing of it. But for Emily, it became the part of her morning she looked forward to the most. Every day at exactly 7:15 a.m., before the city of Toronto fully woke up, the old woman would walk into the small corner cafe where Emily worked. She wore the same pale blue coat, no matter the weather, and her hands trembled just slightly as she held onto her purse. She never ordered much, just a cup of hot tea, and sometimes toast, but she always smiled, like it meant everything. Emily had been working double shifts for months, trying to keep up with rent after her dad got sick back in Nova Scotia. Life had become a constant rush of exhaustion and worry. But something about the old woman slowed her down, reminded her that kindness didn't need to be big or loud. One particularly cold morning, Emily noticed the woman struggling to button her coat. Without thinking, she walked over and gently helped her. The old woman looked up, surprised, her eyes watery but warm. "You remind me of someone," she said softly. Emily smiled. "I hope that's a good thing." "The best," the woman whispered. From that day on, Emily started doing little things. She'd warm the teacup before serving, add an extra slice of toast without charging, sit with her for a minute when the cafe was empty. They talked about everything and nothing, about weather, old memories, and sometimes just silence. The woman never shared much about her life, and Emily never pushed. It wasn't about knowing everything. It was about being there. Weeks passed, then months. One morning, the chair by the window was empty. Emily tried not to think too much of it. Maybe she was sick. Maybe just running late. But the next day, and the next, the chair remained empty. Something felt wrong. A quiet sadness settled in Emily's chest. She realized how much those small moments had meant to her. How much she missed that soft smile, that fragile voice. Then, exactly 2 weeks later, everything changed. It was just after 7 a.m. when the cafe door swung open. Not gently this time, but with purpose. For tall men in black suits walked in first, scanning the room. Behind them were 2 sharply dressed lawyers carrying folders. And then, slowly, came the old woman. But she looked different. Stronger, healthier, and dressed in elegance that didn't match the quiet figure. Emily had known. The entire cafe fell silent. Emily stood frozen behind the counter, her heart racing. She didn't understand what was happening. Why were there bodyguards? Lawyers? The old woman's eyes searched the room until they found her. "Emily," she called, her voice steady but emotional. Emily stepped forward, confused. "Are you okay?" The woman smiled, but there were tears in her eyes. "I'm better than okay." She walked over, the lawyers following closely, and placed a thick envelope on the counter. Emily hesitated. "W,"